Hello and welcome to this episode of Trojan Poetry Mustang Edition. That's right, we have another special guest. This is Joette from the South Campus here in Downers Grove, and we're very happy to have you. Thanks for coming.
I'm happy to be here.
We have given Joette the task of coming up with a poem this week. We have not seen it. Mike and I have not seen the poem. So Joette, if you would take it away.
I will. The poem is called Wind, Water, Stone by Octavio Paz, translated by Eliot Weinberger, for Roger Caillois. Water hollows stone, wind scatters water, stone stops the wind, water, wind, stone. Wind carves stone, stone's a cup of water, water escapes and is wind, stone, wind, water. Wind sings in its whirling, water murmurs going by, unmoving stone keeps still, wind, water, stone. Each is another and no other, crossing and vanishing through their empty names, water, stone, wind. Isn't it cool?
That is, yes.
I don't know what it means, but I think it's really cool. I'm just like, whoo.
My first impression when I read the last line of the first scene, water, wind, stone, I thought of paper, rock, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors,
and I thought, okay, so each one is going to take over it in each stanza, and it kind of does. It switches off. And then at the end, though, crossing and vanishing through their empty names, that just struck me as a really Buddhist kind of feel, that idea of emptiness and that idea of does the I, the self, really exist? And I thought that was a really cool twist at the end. I don't know, John, what stood out to you?
Well, I agree. It's very cool, right? The sound of it, the kind of mystical repetition, but with the changes. I thought that was very cool. The same thing, again, I get the thing where as people are reading the poetry out loud, I get wrapped up in trying to read it, and then I get confused because I'm reading and listening, and I kind of get stuck going around.
Right.
So what did click me back was that end when he says, through their empty names, but even two lines before that, each is another and no other. Like these are three distinct things, and they do cross and they do disappear, but names ultimately don't mean anything. Like names are words, and we've given words to these physical objects that are meaningless, right? Like names are just tools we use to try to make sense of things, but there's clearly something beyond us, right? There's like a whole world of physicality that we're just not a part of, that we try to explain.
We try to label it, but it's not really the essence of the thing.
Right.
I also saw, now that I'm looking at it again, a lot of change going on. So in each stanza, each thing changes in some way or performs a different action. And it seems like, stone stops the wind, stone's a cup of water, and water escapes it, and then unmoving stone keeps still. I don't know, stone just seems kind of belligerent and stubborn, and it's trying to stop everyone else, and they keep escaping it. But regardless, all three of the wind, water, stone, they all change in some way or are doing something different in each stanza. And so I just get this picture of they're all like kind of interacting and flying around each other, and
But even like stone's a cup of water.
Right.
I mean, it's a stone, but it is defined by what's in it, right? And that's part of maybe what he's saying, crossing, right? They cross through each other and obviously change each other. It's like a spell.
It is. It is, and I think the way that it changes, and anything can become anything, right? And I also think of like the three elements: earth, fire, and water, right?
Earth, wind, and fire.
Earth, wind, and fire. Yes, right.
September. Are we at a wedding? Or?
Yeah.
Gee. But water is in both, right? Earth, I guess, is stone, but so I don't know much about Octavio Paz. Is he a naturalist? Does he have, whatever? That would be an interesting angle to think about. Is he trying to kind of echo Earth, Wind, and Fire, right? Or is it totally different? Or
the way the sounds, right? The WW and the S. maybe he was playing with those. He wanted those sounds.
But this is translated, so
Oh, yeah.
you know, I don't
Good
know
point.
enough Spanish to know
Good point.
agua. I don't know.
But even, I mean, going back to the sounds, there are lots of S's. Hollow stone, scatter, stops,
Yes.
stone, right? I mean, he's playing up.
W sounds.
The W sounds are repeating.
Which is the W is very different than the S,
right.
right? And so you get that
And the
pushing
diction is
up
very
against.
winding almost throughout, and then it ends at a period, and then there's that short little line in each stanza. So it's almost like he's trying to mimic water or wind flowing throughout, and then stops with the stone almost.
Right.
So I guess my takeaway is I go back to it's very beautiful, it's cool sounding, that ultimately this is partly about our relationship with nature and our attempt to name it, but it has its own kind of world and magic going on.
Doesn't matter what we call it,
Yeah.
it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool, Joette.
Cool. Thank you. Glad
you
you
for a
enjoyed
good choice.
it. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Please join the conversation in the comments on YouTube or on Twitter at Trojan Poetry DGN. Also, check out our website at trojanpoetrydgn.blogspot.com.